Welcome everybody to the US Bank Stadium for your Week 7 matchup. The Washington football team comes to town to face your Minnesota Vikings, and they're bringing to town one of the tougher defenses that Minnesota has faced so far this year. Their offense lacks a little bit, which is some of the reason as to why they don't bring a great record into this game, but nonetheless, it will be a nice test for your rookie quarterback Saunders, as he's had some really good games, some kind of mediocre games. As you can see here, 12 touchdowns, pretty good, but 10 interceptions. He does force the ball at some times, which does lead to those interceptions. But at the same time, he also has played fairly smart for a rookie quarterback in some of the decisions that he's chosen. Here, the first play of the game, they go ahead and hand it off to Dalvin, and he gets about 5 yards on first down. A nice run to the outside there. Makes one guy miss, but is quickly brought down. See the stats there from his last game, where he himself had 3 touchdowns and over 150 rushing yards. I believe it was like 163 or something is what it said, and more than half of that all came on one run in the second half, where he had a 76-yard rushing touchdown. I believe it was a one-play drive too. We get the first down on that previous play with a quick pass to, again, another rookie in Flanagan. This time they're going to go a bit deeper to Thielen on a crossing pattern down to about the 40-yard line. And so far this year, on the first drive of every game, the Vikings have scored a touchdown, so we'll see if that streak continues here. They're going deep again to DJ Chark. They have him in the end zone. Great job by the free safety, I believe, coming over. He almost got the pick. Chark ends up breaking that pass up. But we've seen the Vikings do that same play to DJ Chark several times a game. That time didn't work out for him. But they come right back, hand the ball off to Dalvin, and he gets about 4 yards on that second down carry. Coming out here again in that same formation. They're not quite seeing anyone open. They do have Osborne, and somewhat of a miscommunication or something on that route. Pass was wildly awry. They'll send out Young Ho Koo here for the field goal attempt. And that's going about right down the middle. Vikings will go up 3-0. Not their best start to a game, but they still scored, so kind of keep the streak alive. Washington takes the field for their first possession of the game. Tyler Heinicke still the starting quarterback for Washington. Of course, he does have some time playing for Minnesota, so somewhat of a homecoming. Eric Kendricks with the stop on first down on a very short rush, if gained of anything, to Antonio Gibson there. And of course, one of the big sets of news coming into this game, of course, the Vikings lost 2 of their defensive tackles in the last game. Michael Pierce and Armon Watts, both injured, out for a couple weeks. So they go into the free agent pool and bring back a former Viking and one of the fan favorites in Linval Joseph. Not going to see him here in the third down pass rush form. In this instance, they will bring out the 4th defensive tackle. That was Lynch. Of course, Heinicke just scrambles here for 11 yards and a first down on 3rd and 1. The guy we were formerly talking about, Joseph, comes out here in this base formation. Going to be more of one of the base guys here, help with the run stuff. He doesn't have extremely high run block shedding, but he does have more than Lynch does. So they'll save the pass rushing for Lynch, and he'll come out for their run. So that's about primarily what you're going to see with the defensive tackles. Linval coming out for the rushing forms or rushing downs, and then going to have Lynch come in for the pass rush. Pretty good stuff there by Harrison Smith, but Gibson did fall forward for that first down. You're going to go back to the run. And there is Anthony Barr, so far still a Minnesota Viking. Hasn't been too many rumors as to what team he might end up going to, if any. So we may end up seeing Barr kind of finish this season, and most likely will enter the free agency and not be re-signed by the Vikings. Big hit there by Kendricks in the backfield on Gibson. He's going to flex literally on the man and basically punch him in the face, but there's no animation for that. Following that big hit there from Kendricks, does bring up a 3rd and long for Washington, a 3rd and 11 to be more exact. This Heineke's going to kind of scramble around. Harrison Smith is there. Eric Hendricks also there to help if needed. But Smith gets him down, which will bring up a 4th and 3 from the 37-yard line. And with that stop, they do bring out the field goal team here, kicking from about the 45-yard line. And it is an awful miss. Looks like a typical Vikings kick there. That is no good and will be a turnover on downs. In some more trade news, as the Vikings come out here in a 2 tight end set, there has been some rumors that Irv Smith Jr. has been added to the trade block. They tried to do that in Wongwu jet sweep. Nice stop there by 55 of Washington in the backfield, loss of 4 on first down. Of course, this season we have seen the emergence of rookie tight end Flanagan as the clock expires, so it's not too odd to hear the rumors of Irv Smith being offered in trades if that is the case. So far this year, in the 4 of the previous games in which Flanagan has started, he has scored in 3 of them, so he's making himself a nice presence in the offense. Meanwhile, Irv Smith really hasn't made much of an impact. He's had a couple plays here and there. And with his contract set to expire this offseason, I wouldn't be too surprised as that pass does not go where it was intended. Looked like they were trying to go deep to DJ Chark, but Saunders was not able to get enough behind it and luckily falls in between some of the defenders. They're going to punt the ball away here and get a nice punt and almost a good hit by Dantzler, but not quite good enough. The Washington football team will take over possession at the 17-yard line. So there is quite a bit to keep up with over the next couple games, mostly being this game and the next game, as following the next game, the trade deadline will have passed. Nice play design there, kind of keeping the defense guessing on if they were going to dump it off to the receiver or hand it off to Gibson, which they end up doing, and he does get the first down on that play. Following that first down run, Washington comes out here in a heavy set. They're going to continue to run the ball. Harrison Smith not able to get there in time. Looks like Joyner does get there to wrap up Gibson. However, it is a gain of 5 there on first down, bringing up a 2nd and short. Kind of a medium, but still pretty short. And another out route has beat the Vikings there. So the game plan coming into this week was actually to focus on the short passing game to eliminate that, because that's been one of the biggest threats the Vikings have faced this year. And there's again that weird, not really a double reverse, but kind of a double reverse where they get a lead blocker. Doesn't help them very much at all. A loss of 1 on first down. And following that loss, they'll come out here on 2nd and 11 in a tight formation. Gonna go again underneath. However, Dantzler tries to cut the legs out from Gibson, who quickly cuts back inside. Eric Hendricks wraps him up to bring up a 3rd and 8. And on 3rd and 8, they do come out in an empty set. They have a bunch to the left, a couple receivers to the right. And Heineke's going to scramble again. Eric Hendricks had to bail out to cover the tight end, and Heineke just runs right where he left. And so far up front, we haven't seen much in terms of pressure. Wondering if the loss to Michael Pierce is really affecting the team that much. Eric Hendricks misses the tackle in the backfield. A couple more tackles missed, and they get a first down on a handoff to the receiver, number 18 there, Cofield. When the Vikings blitz or bring the pressure, they definitely need to hit home. So far, haven't really affected the Washington plan all too much. Got a lot of those kind of ticky-tack plays, a few yards here and a few yards there, kind of getting about 3 or 4 a play, every now and then getting a decent chunk play of about 9 to 15 yards. There's getting one of those short ones, about 4 yards again there on 2nd down. Washington comes out here with 3 receivers to the left. They're going to pass deep, picked off again by McCourty, who looks like he thought about stopping in the end zone, but his momentum carried him out. However, we will still take over the ball at the 11-yard line with just under 2 minutes left before halftime. So far, this game going pretty quick, and not a whole lot of splashy plays, more just those little dink and dunks. However, we will take the first down there on the slant route to Thielen. So far, Thielen's probably been the biggest threat in the game so far. Already has a couple catches. They're going to find the young tight end Flanagan across the middle. And going to continue the hurry-up offense here. You're going to go back to the outside to Thielen, who's just going to run out of bounds, save the timeout, and stop the clock. Vikings come out here with 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Going to run a play action look here. We're going to find Jefferson across the middle, who's going to try to make a guy miss. Doesn't end up juking him out, and they're going to save their timeouts, run again back to that hurry-up offense here. Going to hit Jefferson on the sideline. Nice catch, and they're going to take their first timeout here. The Vikings have got the ball all the way down to the 15-yard line, basically flipping field position in about a minute and 20 seconds here. They still have a couple timeouts. They're going to hand the ball off to Dalvin, who makes one guy miss and is taken down by the safety, I believe that was. We go with a play action fake here, and they're going to say fumble, and Washington has it, and so far no one is there to pick him up. Kind of looked like Saunders might have been down, but this is going to be a touchdown for Washington. Not a person in sight for the Vikings. Honestly, I don't even think the team knew that Saunders fumbled. Of course, under 2 minutes, the Vikings don't have the option to challenge that play, and the booth isn't going to either. They're going to say that Saunders did fumble it, and that is a touchdown for Washington right before halftime. 5 seconds left, and we were a yard or two from the end zone. Huge flip in momentum here. Washington now up 7-3. Now, we've seen some big plays from the Vikings before halftime, but hard to see them going a full 75 yards in just 5 seconds. And they do go deep to Chark, and that is picked off by number 23, tagged down by DJ Chark. If that ball was maybe a yard or two deeper, you might have had him, but we're going to head into halftime here, down 7-3. I'm going to take a quick look at the stats as the teams go into the locker rooms. Vikings leading in the passing, but doing nothing in the running game, the opposite. So for Washington, as we check some of the game scores around the league as well. Looking at the New York Giants, Green Bay Packers tied 21-21 with 9 seconds left before halftime. Nothing too fancy really going on from either of the quarterbacks, mostly a rushing game there. Taking a look at the Broncos and Falcons as well. 17-7 Broncos in the lead, about 30 seconds left before halftime. And take a look at one of the last games we're going to look at here, the Lions and Bears. And the Bears get their first win on the season, 28-9. To start the second half here, Washington will start off with the ball, barring any sort of crazy play here on the kickoff, which doesn't look like there's going to be too much, as that is kneeled in the end zone. Washington will start at the 25. So far in this game, there's not much to really say as to what has really happened. Vikings go down on their first possession and kick a field goal. Washington kind of plays a little bit more of the tic-tac game. A lot of scrambling so far that we've seen here from Heineke. He has 4 rushes for about 35 yards on the game, a lot of which were coming on 3rd and short, or just 3rd down, and getting them the first down as they pass here to number 81 over the middle. Don't believe he got the first down. And they're going to say no, he didn't. Going to call it a 3rd and 1. 3rd and, it looks to me, less than 1. Going to see if the Vikings can make the stop here. They're going to send their tight end in motion. They still have Big Linval in the middle. Going to send the blitz. Harrison gets there, but did Gibson reach across? And they say that he does. They do not give that a good spot for the Vikings. Give Washington the first down on that 3rd and 1 carry. The Vikings are definitely going to need a big play to come soon. So far, Washington has all of the momentum, as there is the play. Danielle Hunter sacks Heineke, flips him over his back, flexes, and is going to just jaunt back over to the huddle there. But definitely a nice momentum swing there for the Vikings. If you ask me, there might have been a little bit of some bad blood there on that hit, as Heineke was a former practice squad player for the Vikings. Wonder if there was something that Daniil really wanted to make up for during all those practices, but they do get a decent catch there on second down, bringing up 3rd and 8. And it definitely looks like it would be a pass here, except Heineke runs, and there's a big hit by Harrison Smith. Heineke drops the ball. Dantzler picks it up, is trying to get to the outside. He's able to beat the lineman. He's to the 5 and into the end zone. There's your big play for this Minnesota Vikings defense. Dantzler picks up the fumble, takes it to the house. Vikings now up 10-7. And so far this game has really all been about the defense, which is what a lot of experts were expecting, with this being the best defense that the Vikings would have faced so far this year. Brett not able to get the tackle there. Eric Kendricks quickly gets there and wraps up Gronkowski with a gain of 3 on the first down dump-off. And they get fantastic blocking to the outside, but Gibson doesn't take it, tries to cut back inside, meets the rest of the Vikings. However, they do still get a first down on that carry. On first down, Washington comes out with a bunch to the left, going to send a receiver in motion, fake the handoff, and there's that double. And Kendricks just whiffs on the tackle completely. That's the first time we've seen that play go for any sort of gain. However, it does look like Washington is going to lose McLaurin for at least a play as he takes a knee after that play, looking a little shaken up. With McLaurin leaving here, they're going to go to a 2-receiver set here. Going to continue running the ball, which they've done pretty well. Somehow Eric Kendricks takes a leg out from Gibson, but with no legs, Gibson also still ends up gaining at least a yard on the play. Should have been a loss, if you ask me. And there's Barr also there to get Gibson in the backfield. This time he doesn't gain anything after being taken out from the legs. Loss of about 3 on that carry. This now brings up a 3rd and 12. Vikings in their double A-gap look. A bunch to the right and a drop by number 2 who's come in for McLaurin on that play. Should have been an easy catch and first down for Washington. But however, with that drop, they are going to punt the ball away. 4th and 12 from the 48-yard line. They punt the ball, caddy corner. That's just going to go straight out of bounds, giving the Vikings possession at about the 20-yard line. Now, during that first half, Dalvin really didn't get the ball very much at all. We're going to see if that changes here in the second half, third quarter, as they do hand the ball off to him. Only his 4th carry of the game of 3. And Washington has a pretty strong, formidable front 7, which is why they're struggling a little bit to get some of those big plays. Only a gain of a few more on that handoff to Dalvin. Going to bring up a 3rd and 4. Looks like they're going to make a play change after that pass is just way off the mark. They're going to try to punt the ball here, but actually looks like they're making an adjustment on a punt, maybe with the formation that Washington came out in, and they're going to give the ball to C.J. Ham. He's got blockers in front, runs through one guy, and they have a first down to the 47-yard line. Wonder how long they've kept that in their back pocket. And in a game that's been this close, this tight, special teams play like that could definitely be the difference maker, as they have Nwangwu come here for that jet sweep. He's going to try to outrun the linebacker, which he does, gets close to the first down and is out of bounds, and they are going to give it to him. First down Vikings on that jet sweep. And with that first down, looks like they're going to come out with 2 receivers to the left, Flanagan and Chark to the right. Saunders going to dump that off to Dalvin, makes the first guy miss, makes the second guy miss, and is close to another first down. Nice moves there from Dalvin. They do give him that first down. After that effort, might as well. And following that fantastic catch and run, we start the 4th quarter here. Coming out in the same formation, they're going to dump the ball underneath to Jefferson. Get about 7 some odd yards on that first down pass. And try to keep the Washington defense spread out here. Try to help them in the run game by getting some of these guys out of the way. Dalvin tries to cut it back, is not able to get past number 31, but it is a first down nonetheless for the Vikings. Going to stay out in that same formation here. That play action keeps Washington frozen, and that pass does not get the air under it that it needed. They had Thielen. If they were able to get that pass a little bit higher, Saunders underthrew that. Nice interception and a turnover again for the Minnesota Vikings. This is looking like one of Saunders' rookie games here, where he is making mistakes. He's forcing the ball, especially under a lot of pressure here, as they get a nice cover 2 beater to the outside there. First down for Washington on that pass. Going to stay out in a spread look here. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And that ball is being thrown away. The Vikings had them all covered up on that man coverage play. And Heineke's going to run and slide down in front of Dantzler. Didn't want to take a hit and fumble again. And following that slide, we now have a 3rd and 7. They're going to make an audible here. Definitely going to be a pass play now that they are in an empty set. Vikings stay in their double A gap look. And Wanham kind of comes off the edge a bit late, but that works in their favor. He gets the sack on 3rd down, bringing a 4th and 14 just where the Vikings were needed, with the time in the game quickly running out. The Vikings now take the field, just over 4 minutes left in this game, only up 10-7. You wonder if they're going to put the ball in Dalvin's hands or if they're going to continue to let Saunders roll here, as the game is now getting quite tight with the very few minutes left. They get a play action rollout here, get the ball to Flanagan, get them close to about midfield. They're going to stay out in that strong formation here. One of their most used formations this year. Going to hand the ball out to Dalvin, who just actually runs towards some of the defenders, probably trying to drain some clock. Gets a gain of 6 on that run. Now the Vikings come out in their big man set. 2 tight ends to the left, 1 to the right. All the tight ends for Minnesota are pretty decent blockers. Of course, 55, as I say, that sheds the block pretty easy there and gets the tackle in the backfield. Now brings up a 3rd and 6 after the loss on the run game there. Looks like they're going to stick to a short pass here. Doesn't see anyone open. Saunders going to fake a slide and then dive. Luckily, he did not fumble the ball. That's his first rush of the game. Normally, we see quite a bit more from him by this point, but the first down is needed. With that first down, the Vikings are starting to drain the clock here. With about 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the game, they're in scoring range. They're just going to hand the ball off to Dalvin. Take this to the 2-minute warning. Okay, so far, this has definitely been a defensive game here. The only touchdowns scored in this game were scored by the defenses. The only other points were by the special teams. So far, no offense has scored any points, as the timeouts are starting to be taken by Washington. Vikings now have the ball at the 21-yard line here. Looks like they are going to set up a pass play, get the ball to Dalvin, who catches the ball and is tackled by Holcomb and a few other Washington football players. Again, staying out in the same formation. 2 receivers to the left, Flanagan and DJ Chark to the right. Also have Dalvin Cook offset. And they have Flanagan open in the end zone, and his streak is back alive. Another receiving touchdown today. That is 4 in 5 of his starts so far this season. So far, having a great rookie campaign. And with that Flanagan-Saunders touchdown, that was the first point scored by an offense in this game. Took until a little under 2 minutes left in the game for that to even occur. It looks like Heineke's scrambling here to try to get something, and he does. Gets about 8-9 yards on that play and is out of bounds. You could definitely tell the Vikings are missing something up front, especially in the middle there. There has not been really any pass rush from the middle of that for the offensive line this game. They dump the ball off to Gibson here. Gets a big chunk, gets to the 50-yard line. And they get some pass rush, and again, Kendricks just doesn't tackle when he's right next to someone. It's been a problem this year, although it's probably more of a Madden problem than anything else. A nice adjustment by number 10 there. Thought that was going to be a pick from Verrett, but he ends up coming back to the ball and gets the snag right in front of Verrett. As Kendricks also has the catch right in front of him as well. Luckily, we had Smith there who was quickly able to get the tackle. Eric Kendricks on the blitz, pool in the end zone, picks that ball off with 19 seconds left. This game is a wrap. However, there is a flag, and they're going to call a roughing the passer on Eric Kendricks. Not too sure if that was needed. They aren't going to show you the replay, so we're going to take a look at the replay here and see if that was really warranted. It was a bit after he threw it. He touches Heineke, but he lets go. I don't think you can call that. Especially with the game almost over, you might as well just let it finish. 17-7, of course I'm going to be a little bit biased there, but I don't see a need to call that. McCourty's going to chase after Heineke, who doesn't have a guy there. They're going to call their last timeout. Now brings up a 2nd and goal from the 9-yard line. You got varying different options for Heineke to throw the ball here. Eric Kendricks is going to line up in the middle of the end zone, block most of the targets, and that tackle inbounds. That clock expires. The Vikings get a close one, but a victory nonetheless. 17-7 in Week 7 against the Washington football team. As the team heads off the field, take a quick look at the stats. Washington really ran all over the defense. It had a fairly balanced attack for the offense. However, turnovers were a key in this game and ended up being the difference in it as well. Both teams had 2, but the 2 came in favor of the Vikings. And following that victory, we do have an upgrade here for Jeff Flanagan. Going to continue to go with the possession archetype for him. We're going to see a +2 for catching in traffic, and a +1 run block and run block power. Fantastic ones for him to get that boost on, as run blocking is below the 70, and run block power, if I could find that somewhere, run block power only at 56, so those upgrades definitely help out and would be a nice boost for him. And simming to the next week, your Vikings still at 6-1, top of the pack in the NFC North. Closest behind is the Packers, now at 4-3. We still have the 2 games up, plus we beat them earlier in the season, so we're looking good there. Next week, or next video, we will be playing against the Dallas Cowboys, who are 4-2. They definitely are the best team that we've seen so far this year in terms of their overall ratings, offensive rating, defensive rating. So that will be a tough matchup. They're going to bring the passing and the rushing to the game, which the Vikings have really only been able to stop 1 per game. So that'll be a big test. And we also see down here at the bottom, we do have some trade offers for Irv Smith Jr. So those rumors are true. He is on the block. We'll take a look at those in the next episode. So if you want to see if we end up trading Irv Smith or any of our other players, make sure you guys are liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting that bell notification, all that fun stuff, so you guys can stick along here and see what we end up doing next. So far, the season is off to a pretty good start, 6-1. We'll see if we can continue that into the second half of the season. But first, we got to get through the Cowboys. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.